Welcome to the Sky Magazine coverage of the World Under-23 Ultimate Championships. I'm Liam Grant, I'm here with David Price. One of the open quarters just finished, and now we're going to start streaming the Great Britain-Germany game. An exceptional match we just watched there, David. I'm absolutely overwhelmed. I think Tom Styles is on the way to the hospital now. I think he had some heart problems during that one. The old man's BPM were getting pretty high, and he's getting that one checked out.
Yeah, and a shout out to Benjamin Rees there, who helped us out a bunch with coming up here and commentating. He did a great job. He said to me when he finished he needs a beer now after that roller coaster ride they had in the Japanese-Austria quarter. And I hope you guys at home enjoyed that as well. But here in this game, we have Great Britain, the host nation, against Germany, who we had on earlier today. How do you think this might turn out, Liam?
Well, if it's half as good as the last game, David, we're on for a cracker. I'm still wiping the tears of the Japanese head coach from my shirt. He just fell to the ground that last game. So much emotion coming from the two sides. And Austria, a momentous comeback to bring the universe. The lads just throwing themselves around the place. And fair play in doing so well. Really the dark horse in this open division, and they deserve a round of applause.
Definitely. A great game, and well played in terms of spirit as well from both teams. So this game, we've seen a lot of GB in this tournament so far. We had them on the opening ceremony and opening game. They played a pretty good second half, I'd say, in that game. Started a bit sloppy, maybe some nerves, and then we saw them again against Austria in the pool play, where yet again they had a slow start, but a stronger second half. They're going to need to play, I'd say, the best ultimate of the tournament here with Germany, who gave Canada a good game earlier today. What sort of things do you think the Germans will be pulling out of the bag here to beat the Brits?
Yeah, it comes down to a few key performances. We saw Mo Blocklauker in the last game taking a lot of deep shots, and it's all about those cannons firing today, David. If his deep shots are coming off, they can beat anyone. If they're throwing it away, well, then this could be GB's game. We saw them have a real turning point in the tournament, David. They were down against Australia, possibility of not even making the quarters. I think they're 3 or 4 down, going to universe, score 4 or 5 in the trot, and get back in this and have a really clinical performance against Ireland to ensure them this quarterfinal.
And the game's underway now, with Germany starting on offense, Great Britain on defense.
Sent it to Reinhardt. Nice cutting there by the Germans. Hartmann seems to always be their first cut option. Good athletic defense there by the GB team. What a layout!
Matthew Aspen, a great bid. He's been putting those in all weekend and not quite getting them tuned into the play, but perfect there. Right on his shoulder and gets the block. Potentially a chance here for GB to break. Long on the disc. Goes deep straight away to Sax Dixon, who reels it in. One pass ultimate right there. GB flooding on the field to celebrate. Long to Sax Dixon for the goal.
What a start by this GB team. Their defense looking so athletic, and they've stepped up their game so much in the tournament. We saw in the first game looking shaky, not really showing their dominance in the group stages, but now they almost look unstoppable, David.
Yeah, a great start. Let's see if they can hold this sort of pressure up. The Germans won't give up. We've seen that in the Canadian game. They went down a few breaks, but they were able to get it back on almost level terms, and this is a different game entirely.
Yeah, the Germans can't start sleepy this time. They went down quite a bit to Canadians and actually went ahead briefly in the match, 11-10, and then the Canadians stepped it up and won it. So they need to stay with the GB team at the start of this if they want to win this quarter. Germans again on offense. Reinhardt and Ron Dumke, the handling pair for this German team. Bit of a diagonal stack here. Swinging the disc beautifully to Nico Müller. Ooh, and it looks like a foul there.
Yeah, that looked a bit suspect from Burak on the mark there. Looks like it's uncontested and going on at 0.
Nico Müller now at the disc. Like the Ron Dimka swinging it well. Oh, I'm not sure if that disc was firm, but well reeled in. Disc goes up.
Oh, and Steve Dixon, just quicker and taller, able to catch up to the play. Always next to his man, putting a great performance there on D.
Maximilian looked like he was running in water beside his British counterpart there.
Yeah, he just didn't look up to the pace. The long, leggy Steve Dixon just overtook him. So GB potentially looking to break for the second time in this game to go 2-0. Long walking up to the front of the end zone. He's got Burak coming under. Who gets it, and on a second attempt, good with the bobble there. Make sure he gets it on the second go though. Dixon to Cartwright. Cartwright going deep immediately. Rowledge under it, and the Germans have matched it straight back up for Rowledge to get another go. Not able to secure that though.
And there's a call on the field. This German team not realizing. Lars Schmidt macking it up into the air there and able to take it down on the second attempt.
It's quite a few passes to go. In fact, it's back on that near sideline where the huck went up in the first place. Not sure what the call even is. It's a foul. Uncontested. So Cartwright now able to get the disc back. Of course, GB and Germany did a lot of movement in between that and now need to reset back when the throw was taken. Hope you guys at home are all enjoying the coverage here from Sky Magazine with sponsors of VC Lookfly and Discraft. So Cartwright on the disc, goes down the line to Sax Dixon. Sax Dixon gets back round to Long, who wants to swing, but it's not quite on. The stack's quite deep here, but Long goes deep, and that disc not very well executed. The cut was there. Burak was heading deep. He needs to sort his technique out a little bit there. Make sure he's getting the disc to the player.
Yeah, disc a little too fluffy there. Ryan out bringing it in the sideline. Always the first cut to Nicky Mueller. Lashes it deep. Oh, and Boyton Mueller doing a little spin and a dance there. Not the best way to read a disc.
Yeah, I feel like he got a bit behind him and he didn't realize that it had gone over his right shoulder. He was probably looking for it on the break side. That seems to be the way with this German team. They like working their way down the break side, as they did in that first pass. GB with another shot. Long has made a call on the throw. But uncontested, the disc's coming straight back in. Gets it to Burak. Burak to Sax Dixon. Ooh, almost took on that long shot. Didn't quite like what he saw. Puts it up to Dixon. Goes and gets it. Down the line to Cartwright. They're really trying to jam it down this line here. But eventually gets into the middle to Sax Dixon. Another call, but it appears like it didn't affect that path play. I think both teams agree that that's acceptable to take it from there. So we're back in with Sax Dixon. Long, the little nippy handler, goes down the line and takes on the hammer straight away to Rowledge. Oh, he reels it in, and a beautiful goal there from GB. A couple of calls in that point, slowing down play, but GB able to keep their composure and punch it in. 2-0, GB.
orgasmic offense there from the GB team. They really look like favorites now to win this game, as long as it doesn't go to penalty shootouts, that is.
Topical. I like it. Going back to 91 and Southgate now.
Year I was born, David, I remember it well.
How many times have Ireland been to the World Cup?
No comment.
Write your answers on Twitter with at Sky Magazine or at the Show Game or even at David_Price. We'll get them here in the stands. I'm sure there are a lot of sport pundits out there who'll give us the answer to that. Technically, this team is Great Britain as well, not England. If we're gonna get picky.
I hear a few Scots and Welsh in there as well.
Yeah, there are definitely a couple of Scotsmen. Andrew Dick is who's now pulling. He's a Scotsman. But Germany now on offense.
Similar start to Germany for the last game. Their O-line not able to convert on the first 2 attempts, and they bring in Mo Brooklocker, as they did before, to get those cannons on the field and get this German offense firing. A lot of pointing there from Mo, who now ends up just dishing up in the air, and the Germans reeling it in. Boyd and Mueller, and I think there could be an injured GB player.
No, I think it's a stall out. It's a stall out. It looked that sort of throw. I mean, he was definitely high in the stall and didn't have much. You can see the GB are going straight up on the handler there to stop those quick huck options. And I'm guessing didn't have a chance to look upfield, but I'm guessing they're also standing under to force them to take on those riskier options with a straight up mark.
Mo seems to wear blinkers when he's playing ultimate. He really got eyes for the end zone. He wants to huck it. Looking off his stump completely there. We've had a few contested stallouts today. Mike Palmer doing well to time some. In the last game there was a 7.2 second.
Wow. Actually, it looks like, my bad, the GB defenders upfield are pushing them under and tempting the bids. And there we go, there's that deep shot we're expecting.
And Mo Brooklocker with a cracking grab. Latches onto that disc. This time at the opposite end of the hook.
Wasn't giving a high five to his defender there. Didn't seem like he was happy with the contact that Andrew Hillman was giving him. But it seemed legit. I mean, they're both going for the same disc. Not that that's an excuse. There was no foul or malicious intent there.
Yeah, that was a huge grab. Honest play there by the GB defender, and Mo obviously more focused on high-fiving his teammates than his counterpart. We saw Jules Murray during the second half of the Canada-Germany game earlier doing some scouting, and maybe she told the GB players to push Mo deep, don't let him get on the disc under, because he's got some cannons for the end zone, and Mo's taking that. He's like, okay, I'll go to the end zone, I can take shit down.
Now GB now on offense. The wind here has changed slightly through the week. We've now got it coming sort of right to left as you see it, and that's had a lot of effect on the Germany-Canada game earlier today. But the Germans with their very typical knifey pull there, not able to hold it in.
Apologies for my blunder there earlier. My vocabulary a bit too Irish maybe for the rest of the world.
Yeah, sometimes there's a bit too much crack on this mic, but we'll excuse you this time, Liam, don't worry. Kids, don't worry, that's just a point. So, GB able to brick it, since that ball straight out. That was Oliver Gray there, getting across to Walsh. Bit of give and go between Walsh and Gray. Walsh wants the outside. Goes down the line though, to Burak. And Burak goes deep to Tax Dixon. It's getting under a lot of pressure, but still brings it down. Very nice grab and very nice play from GB. 3-1 GB. Couple breaks up, able to hold their offense. This is a nice performance so far.
Yeah, GB trusting their big receivers and coming up trumps there.
Solid. German sideline seems pretty quiet at the moment. And they're not going on to help their teammates with the new line, but it's only 4 points in, so anything could happen in the next 100 minutes.
Deutschland now on offense.
Andrew Dick with the pull, trying to emulate there the German pull, and at least he's getting it in, which is a good start.
He'll send it to Reinhardt. Germans in a vert stack, easy first option. Nico Müller. Patient offense now. Germans deciding to take those unders the GB team seem to be giving them. Reinhardt in the middle of this offense, but now jacks it deep, and that's not a great throw. But latching onto this one is the Deutschland team. Back to Nico Müller. Looking for that inside break. Back to cautious offense now for the German team.
Some nice handler defense there from GB.
Not in yet. Beutenmüller on the edge of the end zone. Stall count rising. And it seems to be a call.
Potentially an offensive foul. Can't quite tell from the replay that we always get with frisbee players.
Deutschland looking to poke it in now.
All the players of both teams on the sideline are right next to the end zone now.
And cramming it in the cram hole. Deutschland with the goal.
Yeah, that was nice play there for that little pop over the top of James Mead. 3-2 GB. Let's just check the Twitter sphere, see if we're going anything coming in. If you do want to shout out or you want to find something out from us, or tell us something, in fact, make sure to tweet us at Sky Magazine, or my own personal account is at David_Price, and I will also get tweets for at the show game.
I'll give you a hand, yeah.
We have had an answer to the Ireland World Cup answer from Matthew Colfer. Thank you very much. Ireland have been to the World Cup 3 times. Italy 90, USA 94, and Korea, Japan 2002. You weren't far off, you whispered 4 to me.
Ireland are here at the World Championships.
different sport, sadly. So GB now on offense, getting just out of their end zone now with Cartwright. Cartwright the senior, top, that's Thomas. Under a lot of pressure against the breakout. Beautifully to Andrew Lewis. Sorry, no, that's Ben Burak. And another call. This game already adding up the number of calls we've had here. Must be over in double figures by now. Burak to Sax Dixon. That's the previous assist to goal scorer. Throws a lovely little hammer there to Gray. Gray goes inside to Cartwright, just gets it behind him. Now to Long, they've made it up to their brick mark. Some nice little interplay between handler and receiver. Long goes deep straight away, and that's high and floaty. He's not going to be happy with that throw, but there's a couple players underneath it, and he's towed it in. Sax Dixon saves Long there with a bit of a hospital pass. GB able to hold once more, 4-2.
Sax Dixon plucking that one out of the stars. All the Deutschland players left in a heap below him. He looks so solid under that disc.
Yeah, I think a couple of them even fell over there, the Germans. Just falling in the presence of Sax Dixon.
What a glorious, glorious man he is.
In fact, he did recently get an MVP in the UK university finals for University of Birmingham, who came back against Dundee after going, I believe, like 4 or 5 points down to win the tournament.
Only winning because there's no Irish team there.
As we've already discussed before, Liam, that was not entirely the UKU's fault.
Yeah, David. We've heard it all before.
For those at home, this was a decision made by the British University and College Sport, who didn't believe that an Irish team should be winning the UKU Nationals. But we would love to have them, as they're great fun to have. And are very good players. We're back with the game now.
Ron dishing it out. Jensen up the field. Cheeky little Howley's backhand. Schmidt now to Reinhardt. To Nico Mueller, and there's a call on the field. A lot of talking on the field. Hasn't been much flow in this game so far, but some great plays.
Yeah, as I was already mentioning, there's been a few calls that have slowed down both teams' offense.
Hartmann there. To Schmidt. Nice little backhand there. Back to Reinhardt. In a spot of butter. Nico Mueller bailing him out. Looking to the far side end zone, but jamming it up the line now. Jensen to Nico Mueller. Nice little buttery backhand there. Reinhardt, who always looks so solid. And Hartmann with the score.
Neither team quite sure if they'd actually allowed that goal. Looking towards the advisors. But yeah, he was definitely in, and even from here it looked like he was in. GB now with their standard fire celebration. From what I've heard, they just like to use all the club teams in the UK celebration. My theory of teams that were beaten was actually incorrect, but thanks for the help, Twitter.
Mo again with the pull here. Just giving a quick talk to his teammates, trying to rally up the spirits. He's been going for the blade pull. Let's see what he does here. The GBO line standing tall, ready for this one, playing with confidence. Great pull here.
Yeah, as we discussed in the Germany-Canada game, the Germans have some very nice pulls as long as they can get them in. They're able to throw those sort of high, knifey backhands that sit in the wind, giving them time to set up their defense. But you know, every so often they seem to not get them right, especially in this stronger winds that we're getting today. They fly out the side of the pitch. So Long now gets it to Sax Dixon. Sax Dixon with a lovely break to Burak, who lays it off to Walsh, who picks up off his toes. Down has been called. but one German is saying up and one is saying down. Dominic Smythe here, the Irish game advisor on this far side, not being called into play yet. The two game advisors, though, discussing and suggesting that they talk to each other.
Looked up to me, David.
Yeah, I mean, it was very close to the floor, but it looked like he even had his toes underneath it. We won't be checking the replay, but I feel like it's potentially going back there as a contested down.
Yeah, the game advisor is not certain of that one, so letting the players decide themselves.
Burak was about to huck it deep, but decided not to. Cartwright now on this far sideline. Centers it to Burak under a lot of pressure there. Again, faking deep, but goes around to Cartwright. Bouncy little Cartwright, but oh, what a wonderful D there from the German defender, number 66.
Luscious layout D there from Jan Schmidt. Mo picking up this disc. With the behind pivot there as he looks off the hook. Richard now using the whole length of the pitch. Nice little inside break. Looking for that feathery flick, gets it off, and a call in the field.
Yeah, again, another call. Both teams really slowing each other down a little bit with some of these calls. Sun's out on the pitch. Here in the stands, we're covered in shade from the trees, as it's getting quite late here. It's gone 6 p.m. British summertime here. And the wind is definitely picking up a tad.
Dishing it to Mo. Haltering that hook for now. Boyton Mueller. Martin Wolliber. Back to Mo. Looking for that break and another call.
Picking the stack there. I'm hoping that these teams sort of clear up their acts a little bit and start just playing ultimate.
Yeah, really taking the sting out of this game, all these calls. On Mo with his usual break flick, but just a bit too far out.
Yeah, maybe these calls are starting to take their effect now.
Difficult wind here for both teams as it swirls around this arena field. 44 there, Wolliber picking on the mark.
Long going deep immediately from that corner to Rowledge, who's got Sax Dixon deep but doesn't like that option. Gets it to Burak, and Burak goes nice and around to Sax Dixon. A lovely goal. 3 passes and punches one in. 5-3 to Great Britain.
Absolutely stunning stuff there from Sax Dixon. He's having the game of his life.
Yeah, he's just appeared on the scene there from the opening game. He got 4 layout blocks on the Americans, and since then he's just been skyrocketing through this tournament.
The Germans were stomping through this open division until they found themselves in the arena and have been struggling since then.
Yeah, maybe a bit of the pressure of the stream and the crowd here, but they should be used to that by now. A lot of them, as we mentioned before, having played at juniors and under-23s, including some of them playing every single under-23s tournament. So they should be used to this level and this pressure, one would assume.
Yeah, you'd think so. But still looking a bit shaky now. And a difficult up window point for them here.
And there's Andrew Dick's pull, again emulating the Germans one, getting it very nicely in that, rolling out that back corner.
Absolute perfection there from the GB team. With this win, it's too hard to really stop this and back to end zone, but making a roll out on the side, picking it up in his corner is the hardest place to start your offense. Reinhardt, who's been so solid so far, to Ron. GB being a little passive here, coming out with his zone. Happy to let Deutschland swing, but really stopping those upfield options and slowing down the pace of this Deutschland offense. Getting a few yards there, Hartmann to Reinhardt, Müller to Ron. I'm not sure about this GB look. Deutschland doing well so far. Really crisp throw there from the German team. You get that beautiful sound of the disc as they catch it. Nico Müller. A little dish. Gaining yards by just hopping up the field. Ooh. The GB defense looking to attack, threat those swings.
Yeah, they're basically letting them reset, but they don't really want them to go around or through. So they don't really mind if the handlers mess around with them. That's what they don't want really, that break around to the wings where there's a lot of space for the upfield to attack.
Schmidt across the field, nice guy by Ron. GB switching to man now, picking up the pace. Tasty inside break, nice continuation there. Can Deutschland get this upwind point? To Beuthen Müller. Mikel of the two brothers. To Reinhardt, Mikel. Olbert, haven't seen too much of him. To Nico Müller. He's looking to that break side as always. And a call in the field.
This GB defense is really applying some pressure. I mean, straight after that transition, you could see the pace change from one that's quite passive to one that's very much more aggressive, and really stopping the Germans, take their first option.
Cheeky inside break there from Nico Müller. Ron now at the disc. And a score! Punkt for Deutschland!
Yeah, well worked up the field eventually by the Germans. They've come all the way from that back far corner, all the way down here to the other corner, in fact. But it wasn't easy. And if GB can keep that pressure up, they'll be quids in for goal.
Yeah, crisp play there by the Deutschland team. That's what they need if they want to win this game. The winner of this quarter to play USA in the semis could end up being a repeat of the showcase game.
Well, we wouldn't get that far ahead of us, but it must be very interesting watching on as the Austrians, who actually beat GB in the pool 14-10, I believe.
Yeah, Austria had a crazy week, losing to Belgium, losing to Australia, and just missing out in the semis by 1 point against Japan. A real roller coaster team.
I've had a little shout out here from John Harkup, or Risa, as he's known to the UK community. I was aware that Will Rowledge got the layout D against USA, my bad. And it is interesting that GB keep using 1-2-3 fire, but it's probably not because fire gets scored on a bit. Good banter there from Risa. So GB back on offense, and Germany also playing quite a passive zone here. Oh, and an instant miscommunication between Guys and Cartwright. Can Germany take advantage?
Mo on the disc. Too easy for Deutschland. GB handing them that one. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was a bit too easy there. It's just a slight miscommunication, and Germans do exactly what they should have done. Took advantage and punched another goal in to bring it to evens at 5-all. Another shout out I've got here from Dan Evans, the Devon player, and I believe a very good tennis player. He's saying that, did you know that Burak Attack, so that's Ben Burak, was voted the 21st most handsome man on the Devon Ultimate squad last season? I didn't.
I did not know that.
And that's a great statistic. 21st. I just wonder who the top 20 are.
I wouldn't like to see 22nd, I'll tell you that much anyway, David.
Thanks for that, Dan. And a nice shout out there for Devon Ultimate. Good bunch of lads.
Yeah, play them in Tour 2 earlier this year, and I really like those lads. Nice big squad, they like to huck it, fun game.
And what a fantastic pull there by Germany, giving them all the time in the world. Might have given them a bit of a short field, but they've got this zone set entirely and ready to go. So Andy Lewis on the near sideline. Gets it back to Hodge. Hodge to Mead. Oh, and Mead trying to squeeze it back past to Lewis. Couldn't quite get his hands around it.
Would you believe it? Another miscommunication by the Brits, 2 in a row. Mo on the disc, seems to be playing almost every point now for the Germans. Beutenmüller, back to Mo. Looking for that hammer, he just sends it.
Oh, and there was
the GB got a touch on that, but still reeled in anyway. Then a Schuler to the end zone. Goal, Deutschland. They are now in the lead, David.
Yes, and the same score as the goal before, I believe. Wow. 2 little mistakes and the Germans are in the lead. Britain can't keep doing this. It's just going to hurt them more and more. They need to make sure they can at least get their offense in and get back the breaks and lead they had earlier on in the game.
Looks like we're on for another thrilling quarterfinal, David.
Just as expected. These two teams able to play some hard defense and get themselves back into games. It's going to be a bit topsy-turvy, I feel. Whoever can get those breaks late on in the game was going to win this one, hey?
Yeah, usually you find these 4-5 quarterfinals and 3-6 much better than 1-8, 2-7. I think there might have been 2 blowouts there.
Yeah, I've not heard anything else from the field yet in terms of the other quarterfinals. But make sure to stay tuned. There are many places you can find any information you want on the tournament, on the live schedule on the official website, as well as the Show Games website. And I'm sure Sky Magazine and all the teams will be retweeting and putting messages out on Facebook as well.
I think Netherlands might have lost to USA 17-1 or 17-2.
New Zealand, sorry.
New Zealand, sorry.
Not the Netherlands. I might have a double check whilst Alexis Long walks up the disc.
I'm not sure how my Irish boys got on, but they had a tough challenge against Canada, that's for sure. Looks like Deutschland are switching back to man. Oh, now going to zone, disguising it there for a few seconds. Nice work there.
Long gets it to Guys. Handling now on that near corner. Bit of end zone play here. Oh, lovely from Gray to get that swing out with a hammer to Aspin, who resets to Long, who then gets a cheeky one to Cartwright. Goes back and around to Gray, makes sure with a layout bid. Guys now almost in the same position he was a couple throws ago. Oh, gets it through to Cartwright, and now a bit of give and go between Sax Dixon and Cartwright. Cartwright goes upfield to Dixon. Now Guys again. Guys enjoying that near sideline, and a hammer to Rowledge. Oh, he wasn't able to keep hold of it. Possibly too busy trying to make sure he was in. Not a terrible option. Could have been a bit more vertical in the throw and it wouldn't have sat as much. Germany now with a chance to break.
Yeah, GB having a lot of success with the hammers until there, but the percentage is still good. I still think they're going to try him out. Richard now, oh, what a lapse of concentration. And GB with a chance to even this one up again.
So long on the disc. Gets it across to Guys, has to go high, but makes sure. And Guys with a break to Rowledge! The man of the hour. Rowledge reels that one in. GB hold for sixes.
A lot of love for Benjamin Rees on Twitter today. He had his first commentary earlier on today with a cracking game going to Universe, and I loved his analysis, and the rest of the world loving it too, David.
Yeah, I wasn't able to see all the game, but the bits I saw was lovely commentary by Ben. Maybe we'll see him again sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm sure Sky would be delighted to have him back. Big shout out to Mike Palmer in the video production booth, running all the action replays himself, scores, just a monumental effort for every single game. He's going to be at EUC as well, cracking the whip there.
As am I, actually. I'll be commentating along with some other guys from actually from around the world. I think we're getting a couple of Americans sent over, which will be really cool. Get to see the nations playing. Enjoy some Danish coffee and cake as well.
I'll be on the other side of the mic, David, to get to commentate on my buttery biscuits, I'd say.
We'll see. We'll see how buttery your biscuits may end up being, or feathery your flicks.
Deutschland on offense. This passive zone again from the GB team. And you can see Deutschland trying to walk this one up again. A little bit tighter now, GB. Deutschland not really progressing this disc up the field. Better now to Hartmann. Back again to Müller. GB will be happy just containing this German team. Still looking very safe, the Germans. Outside to Ron. I don't think there's been one option off field for the Germans, David.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job of making sure that they can't go through or can't go round, which is exactly where this would fall down, like it did in the previous point. Once the Germans got around this far sideline, they were able to work it down the middle and get a lot of gains. So there's that potential break, covered by Poole. This is exactly the situation that you don't want to be in, and that's why they've gone to man.
Finally being able to thread the needle now, Germany. Good patience. Pick called. Hartmann positioning himself again. Müller on the disc. Looking for the swing. Break sides option. Gets it out there. Reinhardt, the big pivots. Hartmann. Back to Reinhardt. Great options there. Beautiful little flick. Weighted perfectly. Müller shoots the end zone. And a goal, Deutschland. Almost tripping over the GB defender there.
Yeah, I think Dixon just fell over as he went to get the bid there. Unfortunate, but you wouldn't want to cause an injury to either player. Germany still in the lead now, 7-6. Not heard anything from the other quarterfinals. Being quite quiet on the internet.
The pulls today have been sensational for both teams. It's just expecting now, David, that it's going to land in the back of the end zone and roll at the back.
Yeah, I agree. But we've got a shout out actually for Andrew Dick, who's been pulling those GB pulls. Despite on YouTube, if you search for worst ultimate frisbee pull ever, you'll find a pull by Andrew Dick again. So, you know, different ends of the scale. Every player makes their mistakes. Every person makes their mistakes. It's pretty. I mean, I wouldn't condone making fun of him for that, as he's playing very well here.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't pull, because if I did, I'd be the #1 hit on YouTube, I'm sure.
Germany there with a very good pull again. Both these teams doing very well pulling that left to right. I haven't seen the other way around. Sorry, right to left as you see it. But long on the disc. The zone is a slightly different one to the one we've seen before. Long goes the hammer to Cartwright. Gets it to William. Back to Cartwright. There's a big hole there on the through the break side. Not sure if the GB boys have seen that. Cartwright now up at midpoint. That was an uncontested strip. both players with a wry smile there. Happens to all of us. Cartwright faking the inside, goes around to long. And now the Germans have gone, looks like man. There's a poach somewhere though. Guys. Ooh, with a close one to Burak, who centers to Williams. Across to long. Goes deep for Burak. Oh, and the Germans mack it on to Williams. Another one of those catch-a-D moments, and those two GB boys were waiting for that. Burak pulled them both in, and I guess he was hoping for them to mack it on, but the other two were in for the goal there.
Going to sound a bit cliche here, but you got to catch those Ds. Lucky for some on the GB team.
Yeah, very lucky, but still, I'd say a worthy goal. I think the GB players worked it well through that zone, pushing the Germans to transition to man with a few little switches that they weren't able to capitalise on. But yeah, a bit of luck there in the end for that final assist and goal. Another shout out here from a teammate of mine, Simon Smiley, who's saying, can we get a shout out for Mike Hock, who's watching in the stands? So hope Mike here is enjoying the game, and you guys at home are doing the same. Cheers, Smiley. I bet you wish you had Twitter now. I'm getting all the love here.
I think we both know, David, that I've been getting the love.
I'm not going to comment on the stories I've been told from Liam Grant over the last few days. But trust me, we'd all be jealous, guys. So, Germany going deep straight away.
Boyden Mueller chasing this one down. And that was a buttery biscuit, folks. Full field hawk, upwind. Great stuff by the Germans. Adding fuel to this fire.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the Germans needed to do against this zone, was trying to threaten deep. They were getting a bit too bogged down with their resets. And eventually that deep cut came off. The wind is still picking up a little here. You can see the flags on the back of the stand here, flapping away. Getting a bit chilly up here, especially Liam just in his t-shirt.
Got to rep the Sky gear. Also working on my tan, which has been slowly developing over the week.
Looks more like a burn to me.
You got to burn the turn, David. You got to burn the turn.
Another shout out. I'm absolutely getting loads of these here from Emily Darling, who's from Nice Bristols. She's just realised that this game was on and now is enjoying it while she's getting a bus ride. Keep supporting at home, guys. Keep the tweets coming. GB back on offence. Currently 8-7 to Germany. Well fielded by Gray to Walsh. Back to Gray. Now Long. And Gray once more. This is the sort of secondary zone look that the Germans have. It's quite aggressive. So Gray resets to Cartwright. Almost like a double team, but there was actually a man in the area. Gray. Very similar to the Canadian game, actually, that this mark is very aggressive and pulls a lot of fouls. I'm not sure if this is a tactic by the Germans or just the nature of the zone. Again, another foul on the crowd here. It's maybe slightly partisan.
Yeah, it's turned into a bit of a pantomime here, and to be honest, I like a bit of that. Nothing wrong with the crowd getting involved, adding some atmosphere to the game.
We just don't want a Davide pantomime, that's all. So Gray on the disc. A lot of players around the disc now. I'd be tempted to try and spread them out a little bit and use that space. Oh, Cartwright with a lovely little break through the zone. Almost at halfway now. Long to Cartwright. They're looking at the deep option of Rowledge, who's trying to stretch into the far corner. Back to Walsh. We've lost quite a lot of ground there, but straight back to Cartwright. Cartwright swings it to Walsh. Burak comes under. I think the Germans have gone man now. A few more options for GB. But Walsh has to go deep. He's high in the stall count. Yet again, the Germans, oh my word! What a bid from Rowledge. These Germans need to make sure they catch their Ds because GB will take advantage of those second bids.
Yeah, the Germans adding some spice to this game, constantly macking the disc up in the air. And you have athletes like the GB team do. And we come down and this goes up, going to the end zone. Goal Deutschland! Samuel Buitenmüller.
And yeah, you just can't give this disc to the Germans because they will punish you. And they take half with that, 9-7. GB early on in this half took 2 breaks, and they were two up. Now GB have done the exact reverse and have got 2 up themselves. Liam, care to give us a little rundown of the half?
Yeah, 2 different approaches from the team, especially with the zones. The Germans being very safe, kind of hitting around. The GB team looking for that hammer option. And I'll tell you what, David, they have some sugar-coated hammers and have been coming down with almost all of them. But they don't seem to have the hooking prowess that the Deutschland team do. A lot of them coming short and blading off a little bit, but maybe more athletic than the German team.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a few more bids on defense from the, and on offense, I guess, from the GB lads. But like you say, not able to rein in some of their more floaty hucks. Maybe a bit of the wind playing up, but I still have some faith that that Jules Murray will be able to rally her players, change something up, and give the Germans a hard time in the second half. It's a great game so far. My only negative comment would be that there have been a lot of calls from both sides, slowing up, particularly early on in the half, slowing up each other's offenses.
Savage stuff happening here in the sideline. The World Championship of Headers taking place.
Actually, it's a lot of GB players and some under-23s with Jake Aspin, Dom Dathan. All players who are mostly on Chevron Action Flash, actually, who have taken part in Toronto. and in many other junior tournaments.
Yeah, maybe better at the old headers than ultimate, GB.
Yeah, these boys love to play football, or headers rather. And we're about to get an interview with our favorite Italian, Davide Mori.
I am excited. They say you should never meet your heroes, but I think this is going to be fantastic.
So guys, welcome to Davide.
Davide Mori, how has your experience been so far in London?
Really bad. I feel really bad because my team didn't play at the best. Now we are here looking at GB against Germany. A GB frustrated by a bad pool, but I think they are playing really good now. Italy didn't stand the expectation of the showcase game we have done the first day. Tomorrow we'll play final 11-12. And it's a shame, but I think the guys learn a lesson today also.
That's good, you know, bit of development for the Italians. I think that 11-12 game, the real thriller of this tournament, I'm sure, Davide. What coaching advice would you give to the GB team now?
What they do now, I think. Yeah, I think Jules and the other coach is a couple interested. They are really experienced, and I think this.
The stream will be uploaded after the game so that you can enjoy the wonders of Davide Mori.
Potentially, the world saw that and great. If not, it's like an intimate, poetic interview that I experienced with Davide and me alone, and I really like the thought of that as well.
But it isn't. It's going up afterwards. So we'll all know that it wasn't quite that intimate.
Well, it felt intimate to me, David.
So we're back in now, the second half. It's currently 9-7 to Germany. Welcome everyone to this coverage by Sky Magazine of the World Under-23 Ultimate Championships here in London. And GB now starting on the half on offense. Let's see if they can hold on to this one. Hoggett with the disc. Out to Hammond. This German zone is out, been pulled out once more. Mead the central handler for this GB game, was injured during the first point of the Australia game. You can see his ankle has been wrapped up, but he's able to carry on playing. With a nice little break there to Poole, gets it to Hillman. Back to Hillman from Hammond. Goes inside to Poole. They're looking a bit deep, and Parsons coming under for a big gainer. Has to go high to go get it. Fakes the around, hand down on the ground. And a lovely toe in by Hammond. Looked quite, GB making it look quite easy there. That zone giving them trouble in the first half, but they broke straight through it there. 9-8 to Germany.
Tasty offense there by GB. That's what you like to see if you get a gap like a half-time, steady ship, come out and show what you can really do. This game is anyone's, David.
Indeed. So a couple more shout-outs. They're coming thick and fast now. The one and only Sam Bowen has tweeted here with a shout-out for who's the better Cartwright. We've got two of them here, Thomas and Declan. But there are, of course, more in the family, Amelia and Amanda. Now, I can't really comment on those two players as I've never seen them or met them, but what's your opinion there, Liam?
You can't really decide right now, is it?
I can't really decide. Lovely. More puns here with Sky Magazine's Liam Grant and David Price. But I'm not going to comment on that, Sam. I'll let the game decide.
We do know they're very good looking, though.
Yes, as Davide outlined at length. Two potential models in the making.
Good to know if Ultimate doesn't become professional here in GB, they have another outlet for their talents. Deutschland here now on offense. Reinhardt in the middle. To Beutenmüller. A string of offensive players always involved. To Nico Müller, a bit of butterfingers. Unlike him, he won't be happy with himself there.
Potentially GB smearing something on the disc to change the way the disc flying after that goal, but no, maybe just a simple drop from the Germans. Andre Manzuk now stepping up to the disc, and this is a chance for GB to gain back a break and level up the score. Swings it over to Burak. Burak with a head fake, but gives it to Dixon. Dixon goes around to Burak on his knees. Straight down the line to Cartwright. Still can't be sure which one's better. Swings it, breaks the force to the middle to Burak, who's got that hammer ready. Puts it to Cartwright. Oh, and Dixon, Rowledge a bit too ahead of the game. Massive fake by Cartwright. Goes high and around to Burak. He's got a little bit of time. He's going to have to make up for it. Burak goes high to make sure. And Andre Manzuk with a lovely cut down the line. And a break for GB. 9-all.
The German player there got roasted to the open side. I tell you what, David, the only thing smeared on this disc is blood, sweat, and tears.
Are we going back to the gladiator metaphor? I don't want to go there.
Let's not go there.
Maybe Tarantino might come out here with blood, sweat, and tears. Another shout out for Dave Pitchler, who's really enjoying Sam Bowen's tweet about the Cartwright family. He's saying that Mandy is an absolute saint. 50% of the UK's most committed parent power couple. It's quite a mouthful, and I believe that's Mandy Cartwright. So shout out to the Cartwright family, fueling GB Ultimate right here.
Yeah, maybe they can breed a few more for the next Under-23 World Championships. Get back in the bedroom, folks. GB needs you.
I'm not going to comment on that. I'm going to be British and ignore anything that's at all racy.
Maybe some storks can drop off some more kids.
Yes, and I've now got a reply from Simon Smiley, who wonderfully pranked me. I'm not going to do any more shout-outs for you, Smiley. Thanks, mate.
Germany again on offense. Hartmann with the big gain. Reinhardt swinging it quickly. Ron clutching onto this disc. Oh! And almost getting a hand there, the GB defender.
Sacks Dixon.
We're on here again. Solid play. Ulbert looking off the upline option. Wants that inside break and gets it off. Looking for the break again.
Oh! Sax Dixon just read the play so well. Other Dixon, Steve, now with the disc. Oof, under a lot of pressure, gives it to Rowledge. Rowledge puts it deep to streaking Declan Cartwright. Is entirely free for the goal, and that's 10-9. But there's a call on the field. Manzuk not happy at all, spiking his cap in the middle there. What do you think, Liam?
He did seem very casual running to that end zone. I'm not exactly sure what happened on the force, but lots of reenactments happening here.
Yeah, that looked totally fine from me, from my perspective. I mean, I'd already looked downfield to see the cutter, but maybe on the replay we'll see something different. And a device has been called in. And so a goal has been given. GB playing some fantastic defense in the beginning of this second half. Now 10-9.
Tit for a tat here in London. Deutschland doing their eagle celebration when they lose a point. Make sure to keep their heads up.
It's actually GUN. Remember? They hold two guns in the air because the letters of their team are German under-23s nationals, which spells gun. And we had a bit from there from the women.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one, David. Not quite the eagle eye I thought it was.
But there is an eagle on the kit, so it could be seen as a symbolic eagle as well. I've just had another tweet from EUC, the official EUC Twitter over in Copenhagen. They're saying that the coffee I just ordered on the live stream will be waiting for me in Copenhagen. And right now I could kind of do with that coffee as the sun has gone down. It's quite cloudy here and the wind is whipping around the stadium. It's quite a cold atmosphere for us sitting on in the stadium. However, the lads on the field will be very warm after this heated exchange between these two teams.
I think some coffee would send me overboard, David. I am just buzzing on this game of Ultimate right now. Nico Mueller. No options for him. Bit of pepper on this one. Two German players running to each other. Deep options there, puts it out into space. Boyton Mueller, can't get his hands to it.
Yet again, another unforced error from the Germans. Can GB capitalize on that?
Too many blunders here from Deutschland. This is the quarterfinal, David. You need to be playing top-notch Ultimate.
And I saw the Germans playing a windmill, and they really pressured the GB senior team, of which there are 3 players here with the under-23s. And a lot of people coined them for semi-finals here. So Hillman gets it to Strasser, potentially his first point in this game, I believe. You can hear the sidelines, and a lot of pressure on Matt Aspin, but successfully reeled that disc in, goes down the line to Poole, who can't quite hold on to it. But foul is called. I think he feels like the contact stopped him from making a play on the disc.
Really feeling the intensity on the field as we're close to this play.
As you can probably see on the stream, the stadium and the stands over here are very full. We've got quite a German contingent just to our right, your left. And of course, there's a lot of home crowd here.
Dominic Smith being called into action here, giving his advice.
Poole conceding that there was a turnover and that the foul or any contact did not affect the outcome.
Also getting the hand signals wrong there, signaling as if it's a travel. What he needs to do is wave his hands in front of his chest, like Dom Smith did there, to signal that his retraction of that call. Good spirit, though, by the GB player. Germany now trying to settle this offense. Beutemüller, sorry, Hartmann even on the disc. Doing well to show the line there. Beutemüller this time.
Oh! Parsons there. Thinks he got the block. But discussion as to whether it's a strip or not.
The GB player in disbelief for that one. I can see Dom Smith being called in action again. Sauntering over. One of the most spirited people I know, Dom, and has those rules down to a T, so great to have him here to give some advice.
And a turnover has been conceded. Some fantastic spirit at both ends of the pitch, by both teams rather. Mead picks up and calls a timeout. That's a very good call there, I'd say. Both teams having a couple turnovers. You probably want to bring it all together, make sure they can score this point and take a 2-point lead potentially.
Yeah, I'm sure the Ultimate community would maybe like to see the players decide themselves and not having to go to the game advisor. But these calls are inches, you know, David. Sometimes it's really hard to make the right call when you're in the intensity of the game. Everything's happening so fast. And it's only Dominic's opinion as well. He's not flawless.
So we have a timeout here. Some funny little clustering of the players. The German players all in one group, and the GB players are split into two little subgroups. I believe the one with Jules in is probably the players who are on the field, and the larger group is everyone else just working out what they're going to how they're going to help on the sideline. One of the most important parts of Ultimate, I'd say, is playing good sideline and being involved in the play from on and off the pitch. It can win and lose you a game how you play sideline.
One of my earlier coaches always said the best sideline wins tournaments, and that could very well be the case with this one.
Another shout out for John Frankham, a player for Surrey Ultimate who I've played against many a time. He's saying he's lost the sound on the game for temporarily, but he assumes that I was talking about one game this one time when the University of Surrey beat Imperial College London to qualify for nationals. Bringing up old stories, but let's at least live in the current and in the future of Ultimate here at the World Under-23 Ultimate Championships in London. Coming out of the timeout here. Mead on the disc with Hillman as his dump. Powley is the third handler. Parsons immediately in front, isolated, with Poole, Strasser, and Aspen as the remaining three cutters in the host stack. German women on their feet here, potentially doing some sort of shout for the defense, as I predicted.
Quite the sorcerer of predictions, David Price.
So we're in. Mead goes deep instantly for Parsons, and it's just a bit too far for him. A nice idea, giving the Germans another chance at their offense.
Some serious turnover there from Parsons, but even he couldn't chase that one down. Got to push some touch on those downwind hooks. Nico Mueller. Mo gone deep. Holstering that deep shot. Hartmann not doing it though, goes up. Lars Schmidt under this one, and a goal, Deutschland!
Poole did everything he could to try and stop that, but that pinpoint huck for Germany gives them the goal, and they level up, 10-all.
I don't know if I can take much more of these intense points we've seen in the last two quarterfinals.
Exactly what we're here for, Liam. Tight, good Ultimate.
Tighter than tight, David. Tighter than tight. Lars Schmidt having a stormer out there. So confident under those deep discs.
Oh, and And another timeout call here. So while we're in the timeout, I'll get through some more of these shout-outs. Sam Bowen saying he thinks that Declan is obviously the best. I mean, that's your opinion, Sam. And he also then mentions that he discovered Will Rowledge, the all-star here for Great Britain, in a leisure centre.
In a leisure centre. I'm wondering, was some kind of pit he discovered him, did he?
Yeah, well, we did already know this story, but we'd love to hear more detail. You know, place, time, when. But Sam, great find, and I hope to see you soon on the field. Another shout out here from Michael Spear, another previous under-23 Great Britain player, watching in Peru. He's scaring the locals with his shouting. Thanks for that, Michael.
I don't have Twitter, so if you'd like to reach me, you can get me on Snapchat. Look for Grantipus. I'm also on Instagram, so if you'd like to send me pictures of your dinners, you can get me at Instagrant13.
Dinners only. No other sort of pics.
And I want to see some top-notch filtering. Some of that Zeppia we all love.
So that's, I don't know if that was GB's timeout, but it does look like GB don't have any left. So I'm guessing that was theirs, and I can hear from Dominic Smith on the sideline, they only have 30 seconds left, so GB will be coming out on offense out of the timeout. Oh, it was a Germany timeout, I've been told here by Kat Tobiasovich Gale, one of the game advisors on her break.
Famous across this land.
So Mead fielding the pull to Hoggett. Hoggett going a bit high and floaty. That is just poor concentration by Hoggett there. Not whipping the disc across to his receiver, Steve Dixon, and giving Germany a short field.
Yeah, both teams going on little runs here. I think for the last while it's been 2 points, 2 points, 2 points for each team. It could be the case again. Mo been a little calmer in this game, as opposed to the Canadian game earlier where he was flinging discs all around the field willy-nilly. And he shoots it straight to the end zone, as I said, and I'm not sure if he was able to toe the line there. Boyton Mueller, a lot of people in a good position to see.
He looked very out to me, I'm going to be honest. He's already celebrating.
And the Germans going for the tactic of celebrating really before it's decided.
A lot of the GB players now arguing that he was out. Even the German coaches getting involved there on that near sideline.
Seems only a matter of time before the game advisor standing by gets involved. And goal is signaled. Deutschland take the lead, David.
Yeah, and the crowd here, apart from the German women, quite silent over that. I think from our perspective in the stands here, it looked out, but game advisor's calling it in. And even over there, I can see Kevin Leclerc now checking his camera. He might have a good shout at seeing whether it was in or out.
Lies from biased eyes, David.
Maybe.
The German women showing their love for the Deutschland team. I really enjoyed watching them and hanging out with them this tournament.
So 11-10 to Germany. We're having a bit of a crowd battle up here. And we're getting a Let's Go GB from the home crowd.
Come on, Lisa. Come on, Vera, Turner, Rockman. Get in there. Mo kicking himself there. His first real bad pull of this game. But at this level, You can't be doing that, David.
No, you can't be giving the offense of a team like GB those extra yards, making their offense easier. Early call here of pick. But it looks like Sax Dixon is entirely free in the middle of the field. Long takes that straight away. Goes around to Burak. Burak pushing off his defender who's getting a bit tight. Williams now on this far sideline. Goes break side to Rowledge. Bit of a hospital pass, but Rowledge making a wonderful play on the disc for the goal. And GB ecstatic with that goal, sorry. 11-all. Crowd really getting behind them now.
Yeah, the GB sideline never going to give you up there or let you down.
I have no response for that. Are we getting song lyrics in now?
You know the rules, and so do I, David.
You either sing or you don't sing. Full sing or no singing, I believe. But anyway, another shout out here for Graham Shelswell. He's actually one of the photographers for the show game. He's going to be here for the finals weekend. We're looking forward to getting you back, Graham, and I hope you're enjoying the coverage here of Sky Magazine, sponsored by VC Ultimate, Lookfly, Discraft, and another shout out to Eric, the Early Recognition is Critical campaign, who've given a set of caps for Spirit prizes here at World Under 23s. If you're a Spirit captain, you can pick up one of those, or you give them, or we'll be giving them out to spirited play we see on the field, as well as stickers actually, which you can get from the VC tent. So GB now pulling to Germany.
Easily keeping this one in bounds. Nice pull. Rolling out to the sideline as well. Nico Mueller. Holstering the huck again. Eventually the end of that big under gain. Now sending it deep to Lars Schmidt, who gets it. Oh! Drops this one. Uncharacteristic. He's been so solid. Almost celebrating that one before it was caught.
That's two of those drops though in the end zone for Germany on deep shots. But this game is tied up at 11s currently, and as the crowd start really getting behind them, this is a key moment in the game where a break any way could really add momentum to the team that gets it. And I'm getting quite excited just thinking about how this game could go from here. So now, Germans go silent, the crowd goes a little bit quieter. Germans want them to play good defense. Pull now on the disc. Oh, and a lovely cut by, two players in one place. And Pull goes straight to the German defender, giving them a short field. Who calls a timeout right there. Not actually one of my favorite calls. If you call a timeout around the end zone, the defense are able to set some sort of clam and slow down any play that you might want to take.
Yeah, Hartman maybe just wanting a few pat in the backs from his teammates who read that one perfectly, sat in the lane and stopped that hook upfield.
we've just got an update here from one of the game advisors that the Canada-Ireland quarter was 17-8 or 9 to Canada. So Canada going through to the semi-finals, along with Japan, who in the previous showcase game won in sudden death or universe point. It was a thrilling game. Japan playing some wonderful offense, and Austria, in fact, being very unlucky in that final point. They had the disc and just turfed into the ground after a great layout D.
Yeah, respectable scoreline there for the Irish team. Unlucky not to get a streamed game. Coming into this as lowest seed and doing fantastic to get into the quarters. I think the first time for any Irish Open team on grass.
So now Germany knocking on GB's door here.
Nico Müller with the disc in hand. Does he have that golden touch? Looking to reset now. Reinhardt on the edge. Back to Nico Müller. A lot of space in the break side. Hartmann, Müller. Oh, and that's the shot there, folks. That's the money shot.
Yeah, GB pulled out a bit of a poachy set there to try and stop the initial play. Maybe stayed in it a bit too long, giving the Germans an opportunity to just dish it in. 12-11 Germany. God, I'm shaking here, mostly with the cold that the wind is whipping in, but also with nerves and excitement.
Yeah, huge point there for Germany. For the last while, it's been a run of 2s for each team, and Deutschland ending that.
Getting a nice tweet from Sam Bowen saying that that catch by Will Rowledge in the previous couple of points there was an absolute leisure centre catch. Maybe we should start using that as our new adjective. Sorry, the leisure centre catch. Also a shout out for Jack Hodgkins, eating his dinner whilst writing his dissertation and watching Will Rowledge score some great points. Glad you're enjoying it, Jack. Keep tuned in for this fiery exchange between the Germans and Great Britain Open teams. Mead fielding to Hammond, swings it across to Parsons to give it straight back to Hammond. Hammond fakes deep, expecting some hammers from the Devon captain. Mead to Parsons. Parsons spinning around on the punt and punts it now to Sax Dixon. Just misread it, but Williams comes up with it. Williams with a break to Andrew Lewis. Lovely bit of offense there from GB, taking advantage of the Germans, not able to read those long shots. Potentially a bit of a late stall out for a late stall count there for Ben Parsons, but lovely from there onwards.
A deafening sound coming from this stadium. A bit of a competition between the GB and German supporters. Equally matched, as is the performances on the field.
Yeah, this obviously this game is of a large importance to both teams. Whoever finishes this game will go through the semi-finals. And I'm not 100% sure who they'll meet. I've not had a look at the bracket. The GB players now doing an emo chant.
Here we go, boys! Here we go, GB!
Oh, and a lovely idea from Sam Rayner. Instead of leisure centre catch, pleasure centre catch. I think we'll be using that one in the future if Rowledge gets any more grabs like he has been already, and we definitely think he will. He's playing really well in all the games I've seen him play.
Nico Müller now, I should say Hartmann. Reinhardt, the wind picking up a bit now.
Oh! Benedict Paul riling up the crowd there with a lovely layout block. Deafening sounds here from the sideline. Mead on the disc. Gets it around. to Hillman. Centers to Cartwright. Cartwright to Paul, sorry, he got the block. Hillman a bit stuck, but eventually Mead fouled and under a lot of pressure there from two German defenders. Able to hold on though. It's 12-all currently. Mead taps it in. Doesn't like what he sees upfield. High in the stall count. And calls a foul.
I think he went searching for that one, David.
Yeah, I think he went for a bit of a vet call of step through the mark, call the foul.
'29 Rubin not agreeing with him. Got layout blocked earlier and would really like to get this one back for his German team. I can see this one going to the game advisors. Again, just to clarify, game advisors can only give impartial advice on what's happening, and it's still up to players to make their own decision.
Getting some nice smiles here from the German women's team. They're on their feet enjoying this game, as is everyone in the crowd. Very tight at 12-all. So it comes to some sort of agreement. I can't quite tell if it's contested. But it looks like it's coming, yeah, it's coming in on 0. A lot of indications given. So Mead given his full 10 seconds back. Breaks instantly to Burak. Gets it to Paul. They're now in the last third. Paul to Burak. And a hammer to Rowledge! And there, the pleasure catch for Rowledge.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, David. GB resorting to their favorite throw, hammer across the field.
I know one man who wouldn't enjoy that. That's Alex Cragg. Does not enjoy the cross-pitch hammer. But here, super effective. 100 HP off of German's defense. Yes, I just slipped in a Pokemon reference.
Well, the Germans now here need to catch them all if they want to win this game.
As long as they don't Pokemon too much.
The German coach came out his quest earlier, and to train them is his cause.
I could see you thinking about that one. I've actually had a message here from Ravi Vasudevan, my good friend from Dubai, and commentary along with me at Windmill, saying there are too many puns. I think he doesn't know what he's talking about. There are never enough puns. GB there. Steve Dixon pulling just out. Kicking himself there, but GB currently up 13-12.
Getting close to the penultimate point here. Mueller strolling to the brick mark. Isolating Boyton Mueller in the front of the end zone. Doing well to wiggle free. Mo dominating his own player to get the disc. Calling the field. Still a little unintentional argy-bargy there. Mo looking to the end zone. Lovely break there. So casual, those flicks. Putting a high one out there. And a great D by Great Britain.
A foul call. Oh, I'm not sure on that, and I may be biased, but I don't think he got contact before he made that to play.
I would have to agree with you, David, but let's see what the players conclude with here.
I feel like an advisor is going to be called upon here. And after a bit of discussion, it appears that the Germans retract their call. It's very good spirit on both parts. They're able to talk through the call properly and come to a conclusion that both teams are happy with. Well, except that the Germans obviously a 10. Mead now trapped on this near sideline. Centers to Poole. Gets it to Dixon, still in the middle of the field. Back across to Poole. Poole goes deep for Rowledge. Oh, maybe he's just trying to toe it in a bit too much. Couldn't quite hold on to it. The crowd almost erupting there with the celebrations for another goal.
The whole stadium cringes in unison there. The Germans almost find themselves in a kerfuffle. Another chance now.
Oh! But an instant throwaway. GB with a short field. A lot of arguing there on the sideline as to where the disc will come in, but sorted out amicably, I guess.
The crowd is going crazy now. And another turn.
Wow, this point is back and forth. Oh, no, it goes straight up. Almost every single player is underneath it.
Whoa!
And Burak comes down with it. To Hillman, to Mead. Sorry, that's almost comical. Mead kicked in the hand there by the German defender.
Great Britain, definitely champions of the sky ball. Any disc that's going up, those lads are flying around the place. Soaring through the air, majestic.
Mead gets it down the line to Burak, who I think isn't calling anything. No, he's calling foul.
The German player doing his best to run away from that situation, I think. If I can't hear it, it didn't happen.
Getting a tweet here from Rich Hims, a Leeds and GB legend, saying that he agrees with the call being retracted, but under WUFDF, timing of the contact doesn't affect the foul like UPA rules. That's correct.
I'd have to agree from there. I thought the same with that call. If it was USA, yeah, clean D, but it looked like the GB player. This is a call a while ago now. It looked like the GB player got to this first, but maybe still have initiated contact. A very hard one to say, though. A fine line between initiating and incidental.
So a bit of discussion here on the field as to whether there was a foul for that turnover. I'm not sure if I had a great perspective on it. Liam, did you have any views there, or couldn't see it either?
So hard looking across this field. You just got to trust that group of players over there to come to the most logical and right solution. But taking too long here, David.
Yeah, the calls are getting longer and longer. I guess as we're quite tight in the game, and can't be long now until the end of the game. I'm not sure what time we're on, but game's here 100 minutes, and we're getting a bit of a "we will rock you" here from the crowd.
Is it rock you or foul you?
No. That's mean, Liam. That's "We Will Rock You" by Queen. They don't know the words, but they know the chorus.
All these GB players going to be a big man someday.
Nice, nice, nice. I just don't want to stop now.
Yeah, we could have time for a guitar solo in between this call.
Has been a while. Mama just made a call. No? No, okay. Maybe we're enjoying ourselves a bit too much with these puns, but this call has taken a while, and I don't really know what's the outcome is. That it's being contested and going back. So GB retain possession.
Bit disappointed in that. You got game advisors there. You got a lot of people seeing that call. They should be able to come up with a resolution.
So James Mead back on the disc on that near sideline, and the whole of the GB in Germany sidelines are right next to him there. Must be quite intimidating. Gets the break out to Hillman. He swings it straight across to Burak. Hillman indicating that he's available with the reset, which he takes on Hillman. Looks like they're forcing out of the pitch to the nearest sideline. Hillman to get it to Mead under a lot of pressure. Gets it straight back to Hillman, who lays off to Poole. Poole indicates he's available again, but he wants Mead. Mead now, right in there, on the distance of the brick. Gets it out to Rowledge. Rowledge with the break to Dixon. With a tossmaster, to Poole! And that is a 2-point lead, 14-12 GB.
Deutschland backed up into a corner now. They're going to have to fight their way out of this one. Will this gun show fire blanks, or will they bang on home?
I've almost no words to put down here. It's quite exciting that GB could potentially be punching their ticket into semi-finals. And a timeout has been called. I think that's the last German timeout.
I think it might have been GB that called that one. I'd say almost trying to run the clock down here. I could be wrong, though.
I don't think GB have any more timeouts, whereas Germany had one left. We'll see.
Confirming, yeah, a Deutschland timeout.
See, we all make mistakes, Liam. It's fine. I've been making a few over the week. I got Ireland and India the wrong way around a few times. That was pretty hilarious. It's all the eyes. Kept using the word compatriot for people on different teams. Of course, that's not quite right. Got the times wrong for the end of the point once. So, you know, commentators curse. Can't quite get things right all the time, and we get really excited up here. Some great games we've seen over the last couple of days. What would you say your favourite's been so far, Liam?
My favorite had to be the Austria game we saw a few hours ago. So many big plays, so much contrasting styles between the Austrians and the Japanese, and pouring their heart into that fantastic quarterfinal. And I wish both teams could have won, but only the Japanese going through, and well deserved.
I'm getting from Twitter, from the official show game Twitter. I'd like to get that shout out there that it might be game to 15. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't heard any of the whistles, but I'm getting a thumbs up from our Sky crew. It is game to 15.
Deutschland probably knowing that, and we didn't, so settling this one in the cap. Deutschland need to score 3 on a trot here. David, a big task to ask.
It's a big ask, but we've seen teams do it before. It's not impossible, so GB have to just make sure if they can score on defense, that would be great, but if they get that chance to score on offense, they've got to make sure they take it and not giving the Germans a chance to get back in this game. We can see the Canadians down here on the sideline, probably coming to check out who they're going to be playing in the semi-finals, as they've just taken down Ireland in their quarter.
Yeah, the Canadians looking hot right now. We could be seeing them again on the stream tomorrow.
A lot of support on Twitter for GB and for Germany, of course. And here we go. 14-12 to GB, game to 15. Football.
Deutschland now. The pressure mounting. Volleyball. Oh! And a drop by Schmidt. Another one for him.
He's not had a great day with these discs. That's a couple, I think 2 or 3 now that he's let slip. GB now with a chance to win the game on defense and punch their way into a semi-final. Poole going deep, comes under for Mead. Gets it again down the middle with a massive gainer for Dixon. Steve Dixon on the disc, floaty to Cartwright. Cartwright centers to Burak. Burak, oh, not able to get it to Dixon. And Germany are going to go deep straight away.
Beutenmüller chasing this one down.
Can Burak make up for it?
Oh, goal! Great bid by the GB player. But Deutschland getting one on the board, bringing it to 1. David.
Just a total back and forth point there. Germany slipping up early, but again, GB giving it back to Germans, and they went deep straight away. A lot of pressure from Burak to try and make up for his mistimed throw, but very well played by the Germans there.
Lars Schmidt will be tanking his lucky stars. He almost let the game slip through his hands there. But this Deutschland team keep on kicking.
So can GB slot this one in for the win? If they don't, that puts them down into a universe point. I'm going to try not to shout "Let's go GB" on the way, but I'm definitely rooting for the home lads here. Who've been playing a fantastic game. Went up a couple breaks early in the game. Allowed the Germans back in, who have been playing fantastically. And now, in the second half, have taken control. 14-13 up. Game to 15.
Sitting on the edges of our seats here. A lot of the other games finished, so the crowd's flocking to this thrilling quarterfinal.
Pulls up. GB with a, and I think they're calling offside, which is probably a good call. That pull was in and quite good. The advisors there making the crossed arm signal for offside.
Can Mo do it again? That was a fantastic pull into that wind. He gets so much hang in those discs.
It might have been good, but not legal.
Just how I like it.
Like what? Your coffee?
Moving on.
So Germany with a repull. Of course, GB have to make sure they have a foot on the line as they're on offense. Much better there from Germany. That was almost offside again, and he's done it again. Hillman centers to Mead. Mead instantly gets into Poole. Poole goes deep for Williams. He's going to have to read this. He's going far left. Well read by Williams. Now on the end zone line. Gets it to Mead. And Mead goes straight away to Williams for the goal. And that's a semi-final for Great Britain, knocking Germany out of the competition. No one would have called that before, but GB playing a fantastic second half. 15-13. Liam, what are you thinking right now?
The sun coming out from behind the clouds, the shine on this GB team. Tears for Deutschland, a semi-final for Great Britain.
Crowd loving it here. And it's time for a spirit circle for GB. This is definitely one of those games where either team could have come out with it in the end. As we've already mentioned, GB went up a few breaks. Germany came back with a few breaks. Second half, which Germany took 9-8. GB got a couple on the trot, put the Germans on the back foot, and GB just Germany unable to have an answer for the cross-pitch hammers and as Liam would like to say, buttery backhands for the goals. Oh, an exciting game and two very exciting quarterfinals we've had here today. Liam, any final thoughts for this quarterfinal day?
I'm ready to collapse now, David. I don't think I can take much more of this. Momentous day of Ultimate. Fantastic, so glad to be here and everyone else taking part in this fantastic event. I'm sure Mike now is showing you a highlight reel. Plenty of highlights in that game. Both teams should be proud of their performances. The Germans taking this loss hard, but I know almost half of this roster will be over in Copenhagen in almost a week's time, and hopefully they can learn from this experience and bring that to the Deutschland Open team.
Yep, thank you very much everyone for tuning in. Thank you to my my good friend here, Liam Grant. We've had a great day here commentating on the World Under-23 Ultimate Championships here in London. Please tune in tomorrow for more on skydmagazine.com. There'll be the schedule for tomorrow. I think there are 3 or 4 games where we're going to semi-finals and quarter-finals in other divisions. Semi-finals in the women's division. Stay tuned here. skydmagazine.com. This has been David Price.
And Liam Grant signing out.